My name's Mark Cameron. I'm a paramedic graduate of Humber College circa 1989, and currently I'm a lead educator at Sunnybrook Health Sciences Centre, and my real claim to fame is running the Canadian International Medical Relief Organization as well as the Critical Incident Management Response Organization, which are medical charities that work throughout the world. This is my Humber story. The best piece of advice I got as a student was to keep trying new things. You know, Humber was a beginning, not an end. This was the foundation for a paramedic career, but it wasn't the end. And they gave us such a tremendous base. I went on to lead the Advanced Care Paramedic program for the province of Ontario for a good portion of time at the Michener Institute. And literally I could tell seasoned paramedics coming through the program, training to be advanced care paramedics, I could literally tell which ones went to Humber. So after I graduated from Humber, I did a couple of different things. I did go into the Ontario Provincial Police for a short while. You know, I worked as a land paramedic, and I started working as a critical care flight paramedic fairly early on, primarily doing international repatriations. And that gave me a really global flavor. I've always been an educator. You know, some of my undergraduate work is in education. So I started teaching fairly early on. I was one of the original paramedics to have a university degree. So CIMRO has two separate wings to it. They're complementary and integrated, but they are somewhat separate. One is a purely medical NGO. We make no profit with that, and we do all kinds of different medical work all over the world. We've become quite famous for our work in Syria and that area, but we also have had medical education sections that we've run in China, in Guyana, in Europe, in Africa, all over the world. Our Critical Incident Management Response Organization, that's a more patient care based process where we'll go into disaster zones and actually do hands-on medical care. A less known part of our organization is that we have disaster response canines, which are tremendously useful in different parts of the world. So I've had some pretty prestigious awards gifted to me, and honestly I really view those, almost every single one of them, as a team award. There's no one person in CIMRO, there's a group of really remarkable people. Some of the awards are, you know, the Meritorious Service Medal from the Queen, the Medal of Bravery from the Queen, the Premier's Award from Humber College, which is literally one of the most dear to me because my college many years later put me in for that. Another one that is really near and dear to our heart is the Rotarians gave us the Paul Harris Fellow Award. CIMRO vaccinated 1.4 million kids 8 times for polio, so that's near and dear to our heart. Yeah, I've dedicated most of my life to doing medical relief work. That's my passion, that's my hobby. The legacy of CIMRO is really very clear to me. I want CIMRO to be out there making meaningful decisions, especially in pediatric health, and it would be best if none of the people that we're assisting even really know who we are. That's our goal, actually. That's kind of our ethos. You know, be out there doing very meaningful care and disappear quietly into the background when that care is delivered. We've had a lot of you know, media attention in Canada, but I can assure you when we go to work, you know, in downtown Aleppo, nobody knows anything more than we're just there to give them care. You know, healthcare is not about the person. Healthcare is about helping humanity, which is why our motto is Humanity for All. I'm Mark Cameron, and I'm a very proud Humber grad.